Just sitting down here in turn one, the good old spot that the TSP and CKMS Wide World Motorsports squad sits in every year. And once again, so great to be given the access. CTMP, a little louder than usual. I haven't seen the Pintys cars out yet, so we're just dealing with the Camping World trucks. And beautiful day so far, a little chilly actually. It feels like it's a bit more cold than it was this Labor Day weekend than it was Victoria Day weekend. But nonetheless, absolutely beautiful for Saturday. Lots of stuff to go on the infield. There's the CTMP marketplace where you can buy lots of stuff. You can get yourself some swag, some merchandise, all that great stuff. Get some food, fill up, maybe get a little drink. Not only that, you can check out some of the stuff that's going on, like check out the Pintys Series Garage, check out the touring cars. Just wow. Matt Crafton, the number 88, getting a little loose here in turn one. Seeing some of these cars get a little slip slide. Looking at the 19 throwbacks. There's a beautiful looking truck. Thinking about Gary Clute, who's running the 49. He's, I can't believe, 3 NASCAR drivers from the Pintys Series coming up the Camping World Truck Series. So I'd like to get in touch with at least those guys, Gary Clute, DJ Kennington, on top of, what's the other fella? Having a brain fart right now. DJ Kennington, Gary Clute, and obviously Alex Tagliani. Who can forget about Tags? But yeah, just here in turn one, trying to get something started here for the recording of the weekend. We got lots of cool stuff going on, so I'm gonna end up trying to talk to some drivers. I'm gonna end up maybe getting some grub, and gonna see what we're gonna do. Got a photo meeting at the media center. Learn how to stay safe here as a photographer at CTMP. Lots of cool stuff. I just like to try to document the experience. Obviously, I'm a NASCAR fan. I kind of know what's going on in the business, but in the sport. But not only that, this is new to me. This is a new experience to me. I'm not used to having this access and having this stuff. So. Being a new generation, I look at a lot of the photographers and a lot of the guys in the garage. A lot of them are older, but now we're seeing the new generation come in. We're seeing a new crowd, a new age of people interested in this sport. So it's very nice that all the people here, the officials, track officials, all the media people, they're very understanding and they're very gracious. So another thanks to them. The O2, Alex Tagliani, just his rear end giving in a little bit, getting a little loose, coming out of turn one. But I'm gonna STF you and see what's good around here at CTMP on this beautiful Saturday. We saw one of the final practices for the Camping World Truck Series, and Christopher Bell, John Hunter Nemechek, a couple names up there. Matt Crafton looking for a good qualifying time later today, but right now the Pintys Series cars rolling out onto the pit road for final practice. So I'm going to see what's good. But on the loudspeakers, they're saying that you can get a free ride around CTMP with Ron Fellows, and I'm going to go find out where the hell these wristbands are, because I want to do like a live review of CTMP. So we'll see how this goes. But just about to cross the Michelin Bridge, and I'm gonna go see what's on the other side. Now I'm in the paddock here at CTMP, just walking along here, seeing lots of nice cars, lots of things going on. This is the busiest garage I've ever seen in my whole entire life. We got probably hundreds of people working on cars here. And we're seeing, right now this is during the Pintys Series practice, so I won't be able to see any of the Canadian guys. Jennifer I'm sorry, I need to contain myself. It's Jennifer Jocob. Should I go, hey Jennifer, want an interview? I did. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, I gotta take a picture. Oh no, she dropped her stuff. That's terrible. Jennifer Jacob walking past, dropped her mug. I don't know anyone who makes a fire suit look that nice, other than Danica Patrick. I tell you what, Anyways, enough of that distraction. Interesting enough, seeing some questionable safety concerns here in the paddock. I wonder if the safety team and this Canadian firefighter questions why these Americans think it's a smart idea to have a lit cigarette in the paddock. It's a little crazy. But I'm just walking up pit road here. Saw, I guess, Joe Nemechek is racing in this race. I didn't know that, so that's cool to see. Nemechek, front row Joe, is here. And then looking along, we're seeing DJ Kennington's truck. Looks a lot like his Pintys Series car. And Jennifer Jo Cobb's team, a pair of two Silverado Chevrolets that have like this digital camo look with pink on it. Looks really cool. Got a truck that says "Don't mess with Texas." That's really crazy. Got other trucks like that throwback scheme from the Keselowski Racing. You got that nice looking 19 truck that has it says Bob Keselowski on the side there above the number. It's really nice. Looking at the Pioneer Family Pools truck, awful lot looking like the Pintys Series car of Gary Clute. Seeing lots of work done, lots of men, lots of women. Even seeing one of the drivers actually jack up his own car right now. There's a lot of rich teams that can afford mechanics and whatnot, and then there's teams that can't. There's teams that the drivers themselves have to work on the car. So those are smaller teams. But then we got the big teams. We got Kyle Busch Motorsports, and then we got Brad Keselowski Racing. We got Nemco. We got some big names. Unfortunately, obviously, it's not cheap to run these trucks, which has been a lot of talk in the NASCAR world as Brad Keselowski Racing closing its doors after this season. And not only that, Kyle Busch wasn't too happy about how they limited drivers, the Sprint Cup Series drivers. So a lot of good things to ask these Camping World Truck Series drivers heading into this race tomorrow. Not only that, wondering how stage racing is going to work here. Going to be the first time we're going to see a stage race here at CTMP. So, Mobile Strike, download it now on the App Store. They got the Mobile Strike sponsored truck, Nintendo Switch, Toyota Tundra, and then my favorite truck though of the day is John Hunter Nemechek's Fire Alarm number 8. Oh man, that's a throwback scheme to his dad, which I think that's a nice looking. That's a nice looking wrap on that. That's probably one of my favorite trucks I've ever seen in person. We see Ryan Truex's truck. It says Don Valley North Toyota. Obviously Don Valley in Canada. This is kind of cool to see. An American driver, sponsored by a Canadian. So just taking a look at the paint schemes. I'm a big fan of paint schemes. I love paint schemes. And I don't know, man, that 19 of Austin Cindric, man, he's got a nice purple looking Ford. Oh, man. Two diecast worthy trucks here on the paddock. But I just stroll around. Hard, with these, it's easier to talk to the Pintys Series drivers because these guys, they're just as busy, but they have more time to be busy. So it's a little easier to talk to the Pintys Series drivers, and you can kind of pull them off the side for a minute or two. But these Camping World truck drivers, I mean, some of them aren't even, these guys are actually inside of their haulers. So it's a little tough to get a hold of some of these Camping World Truck Series drivers. But yeah, we're gonna try our best to get a hold of who we can, and hopefully we'll definitely be talking to the race winner and the podium finishers at the Pintys Series race, as well as the race winner for Camping World Truck Series race. I'd like to interview who I can, but it's busy. This is their job. These guys are working hard. Seeing not only these mechanics work hard, but the drivers work hard too. It's their job to tell the crew chief, the car chief, and all the mechanics what to do to make their car perform better on this track. A lot of high speeds, lots of turns. Some of these drivers, they don't even know how to really race on road courses. This is the only road course race on the schedule for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. So some of these guys, actually, it's their first time here. There's a handful of them. Kaz Gralla, guys like that who I think even Austin Centric's new here, and he even has quite the piece here at CTMP this weekend. So, you know, I wonder how they practice this track. So, a lot of questions to ask. Hopefully, I'll be able to ask him. But I'm heading out of the Camping World Truck Series paddock, and I'd love to go to the Pintys Series paddock, but the Pintys Series practice is right now, so that's going to have to hold off until we find some people to talk to. Wow, so I'm leaving the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series paddock, and I see a wedding on the victory podium here in Victory Circle at CTMP, and quite interesting. I think it's Connie and Jim who just got married here in Victory Lane, and I saw a driver go past. I swear it was Christopher Bell, I wasn't sure. I saw a driver go past, and I saw them say under their breath, "What the hell?" Yeah, they even announced it on the track broadcast that there was a wedding going on at the track. Who would have thunk a wedding at a NASCAR track? Now, that is something. Not sure if this guy is like pit road. I think he has some friends that are crew members here in Victory Lane. So I'm assuming this guy had to get married on the road. A lot of the press taking photos, because I've never seen anything like this, or even would have thought of the thought. I immediately message my girlfriend and I say we need to get married at a racetrack at CTMP. That is hilarious. This, and it's also it's cute, it's sweet, it's cool. It's something. It's, you know what? That's so unique. It's something different. And it's happy to see a family come together. Not like families come together here at CTMP. That's what it's all about here. That's what it's all been all about since the beginning of this track's conception, was bringing families together. So, you know, this is quite the little cool thing to see here. Getting to sneak up and get a picture of this brand new family. This is so cool. Well, the Pintys Series, I had to just pull a caution. There's some fluid on track. What's really funny is I had a perfect chance to interview Ron Fellows. He pulled up to that wedding. He watched like 5 minutes of it, and he was right behind me, directly behind me. And I could have said, "Hey man, you got a second to interview DJ JD, interview with DJ JD." But yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out what there's to do around the paddock here. Gonna go check out the CTMP marketplace. Make sure you go on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Canadian Tire, CTMP Official, CTMP Life, hashtag CTMP Life. Gonna walk around the marketplace. So the marketplace has got lots of cool stuff going on, lots of games and activities for the kids and the family. Monster Energy always giving out their free pop. Unfortunately, you know, I was standing in the line for the Ron Fellows Racing Experience, and there was about 6 or 8 people in front of me, and we got cut off. So I was that close of actually being able to ride on the track, but I guess that'll happen another time. But like I said, lots of great activities. You can sit inside like a Chevrolet Camaro, and you have like wind blow up in your face and get like a high-speed slow-mo pic taken at you and all that cool stuff. As I said, you can walk around all the other car series paddocks. Lots and lots of stuff going on. This is a busy place here in Bowmanville, Ontario. Like I said, just trying to look around, see if there's anyone I can talk to, put on the radio. So I ended up waiting in line for like the last 45 minutes in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series autograph session. And ends up that you need special wristbands to get into the autograph section. So I ended up using my head, and I go, well, all the drivers leave level one aside, so I might as well stand outside the exit of the tent, try to get as many autos as I can. And I got a few, actually. I just missed freaking Matt Crafton, though. So pissed. But got Jennifer Jo Cobb's autograph, got a Cindric's autograph, got a few autos that I'm very proud of, very happy to have. So, making my way back to the media center from the paddock But what a beautiful day here at CTMP. This morning it was a little chilly. Felt like it was a little cold. Ended up going into ended up getting some food. Haven't been to the media center much, so I'm gonna go make some social media updates. But so far, so good. Beautiful day. Labor Day weekend. Lots of family, friends. Stuff is going on here at CTMP. So now there's not a cloud in the sky. Earlier there's some cloudiness, and it got extremely chilly out. But like I said, making my way back to Media Center.
Outside of the front row, but that's feel pretty good. Talk about your qualifying effort.
Yeah, it was a great qualifying effort for the 95 team today. We showed good speed in practice. We ran third, and just a good lap there in qualifying. Kevin was just a little bit faster than us. What can I say? Don Thompson's really got our cars hooked up really well for this weekend. The track seemed to have changed a lot from practice to qualifying. It was pretty tight in practice, but the car was really, really good in qualifying there. So really happy with our run, what the turnaround this is for the past couple of years. So I can't say enough about my team.
Anthony made an interesting comment, Kevin, and we talked about it before. Anthony had a very tight race car in practice, and everything was great in qualifying. You were faster in practice, but qualifying you're still faster than the track record, but not as fast as you practice. You explained it to me before we started this, but can you explain why you think that is?
Yeah, well, Anthony mentioned that it was very tight in practice and perfect in qualify. Well, I was just a little bit tight in practice and just a little bit loose in qualifying. So, we after practice, we didn't change the car because even if it was a little bit tight, I was expecting the track to get warmer with the sun. That didn't happen, but I think what changed the balance of the car was, it's touring cars. Before us, they lay down some rubber that we don't, doesn't match our Goodyear rubber. So we're always better when we're next to the track zone. So that's the change on the car. But tomorrow it's going to be the same thing. And even if the car we can change the setup, I think we're not close to the perfection of the car. So very confident for the race.
Both of you use the services of Don Thompson Jr. Kevin is your crew chief every week and prepares the race cars and the setups. But Anthony Simone, Don Thompson also works on the 95 team and helps with setups. Does that have anything to do with the fact that the two of you are 1 and 2 here today?
Definitely, I think, even if in the past years, it's my second year put down, but even that before, I still had a pretty good car and performed really good. But, it's year by year, we always get better and I've been down for 2 years. And, also our communication gets better, so I'm still improving. And in the past years, I was following Anthony, and he was not that fast, so his car kind of seemed running weird on the track, so I didn't know if it was him or the car, but I think that we can see now that having a good car makes a difference, and him being so fast with another car prepared by Don is good for confidence for our team.
With Don, it helps us with the car set up at the shop. It's definitely helped me for sure this year with the car setup and getting things in order in the way that they should be. Just having a fast car that can as well makes all the difference in the world compared to the last few years that we've had. Just what a great weekend started out so far.
One more question. I'll open the floor. Kevin, since the Western swing, the season has not gone your way. You were the point leader at one time. The 32 car today had some problems in practice. They had problems again in qualifying. Are you still hopeful that you might be able to win a championship?
Honestly, I don't want to quit, but it's not in my control. So I gotta do my own race and try to win the most races I can. But for sure, if nothing happens to the 32 car, I'm no chance. I'm not they had a good year, they have a good crews and a good team, so I don't think that this can happen really. They will need to happen more than once, so I don't think that's going to happen.
And Anthony, you've had season upon season of terrible luck. This is great to see you on the front row tomorrow. How exciting would it be for your whole race team to be able to build on a second place qualifying round, maybe have a podium finish and compete for a win, but do you ever start to lose faith in your own ability or your team with the amount of bad luck you've had over the last few seasons?
Oh, 100%. At the end of last season, until we started to doubt my driving abilities again, I ran in front, I won 1,600 races here, another Formula race, but you run back for a few years, I really started to doubt myself. So with us getting Thompson into the shop this year and building us a new road course car, has been a huge turnaround for us. My confidence has never been as high as it is going into tomorrow's race. It would be a huge confidence, another confidence booster for us to just run up front all day and hopefully come out with a podium finish, even a top 5 for us at this point would just be really good for everybody involved in the team, all my crew guys, it would build everybody's confidence. It's really good.
We'll open the floor to questions. George?
Kevin, congratulations. Sorry, I have to pick up on something you said there a moment ago. You said you were glad that Anthony was starting beside you because then nothing stupid would happen. Would you like to tell us what you were exactly referring to at that point?
Yeah. It's just, things happened the last couple of races, and, if you watch, you follow the series or not, you might have seen only the end of the story, but there's a start to it, and, I've done stupid things also, but I'm not the only one.
Could I just ask one quick follow-up question here? And this is for both of you guys. The last practice, the top 5 were exactly the same as you qualified, with the exception of Anthony's in second and Tag is in third. I think Tag was ahead of you after the final practice. That shows incredible, the fact that there's great parity in the series. Why is all of a sudden this series coming up smelling like roses the way it is? Is it NASCAR that's doing it, or is it the expertise of the individual teams?
I'll answer first. I just think it's the caliber of the teams in the series now. Every year, you get, look at all the drivers in the series now. Like road racers, Cagliani, Dumoulin, Lacroix, Labby, the teams, they put a great piece on the car, on the track every week in and week out, road course, oval. It's just every year everybody steps up their game, and I think it's to do with NASCAR too, to giving everybody an even playing field, but I think most of all is the teams, every year they get a little better and a little better, and it's just the main caliber of racing is just unbelievable.
Kevin, would you like to answer that? I had a feeling. I think I saw it. Do you have any other questions?
I'm no good politician.
What's your mindset going in tomorrow knowing that you have a chance to make up? Do you race any differently than you normally race?
No, not really. Like I said previously, I don't have any control on the launch that the 32 car can have. So, 76. So, but for myself, finishing second or third in points doesn't have any difference. So, I was here to win the championship, and now that the chances are gone, I'm just concentrating on winning the most races I can.
The points will come along with the win.
We'll see, maybe.
Any further questions? Okay, that will conclude the media conference. The drivers will remain available for a few minutes.
I'm here in the press center with Anthony Simone, who actually he did pretty good on qualifying. He kept up to second. How did you manage to try to keep up?
Fast car, man. Car's handling really good. We have a good crew, good team, good car. Made for a good performance today. We're really happy with the way it worked out. Obviously, starting on the front row, we were third in practice. I followed the boys in qualifying there. I ran behind Tagliani, probably got a little bit of a tow, but so did the guys in front of him. He got a tow off of DJ. DJ was getting a tow, but nobody had anything for Kevin. And I think I was closing in on Alex. So actually, I think I had a little bit of a better car. My third lap, he slowed down after the front straight, so I may have had something on that third lap. But it is what it is, and we'll go on and we'll hopefully have a top 3 tomorrow.
How did you prepare for this race?
We were prepared with long days and long nights in the shop, getting the car put back together after getting wrecked in Three Rivers. We wrecked the car pretty bad. We prepared by working on the car as hard as we could, and me physically just preparing my normal routines, working out and running and doing that stuff. But I didn't have a lot of time this past couple of weeks with fixing the cars.
Right. Okay, well, good luck tomorrow, and all the best to you.
Thank you.
Here I am with Kevin Lacroix, who just won the pole and new track record. Tell us, how did you get that dominating lap time?
Well, we can see with Anthony being second that our crew chief is very good, and we have a good car, so that makes our job very easier. But yeah, it's you also have to do a clean lap, and that was the main focus for today, to get the pole and get a clean lap and get the track record like this. It's nice to have this with this history track, but yeah, all about the car.
For tomorrow, there might be some weather happening. How are you going to get ready for that?
Well, I got the latest win on the latest rain race, so the confidence is there, whether it's raining or dry. So really, it's it doesn't really matter on our end.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Here I am with Adam. You may recognize his voice from TSN, and we're in the media center here. I'm just wondering, how did you get in this field of work?
Oh, that's a fair question. I ran out of money. I couldn't race anymore. My parents met at a speedway. I was brought up around racing. When I raced go-karts, I raced stock cars, and then I started a family. So when I stopped doing it, I still loved racing. So I actually started doing some PR, doing some writing. I worked at a Schweeken Speedway, and the fellow that was announcing there said, "Hey, I would love it if we just hand you a microphone. When something happens, you can talk about it." That was in 1997. So from there, just working at speedways, and I've really been fortunate to be handed some nice opportunities. Just right place at the right time, and I love it. It's a lot of fun, Jordan.
When you come every week, what keeps you going? What keeps you having inspiration?
I love it. And if you don't love it, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to keep doing it. You're not going to keep coming to the races and doing interviews if you don't love being here, because none of us are getting rich. We're just being a part of something we enjoy doing. When it's not something I enjoy being a part of, I want to walk away and open the door to the next person.
For anyone out there, I know there's a young generation coming into the sport. Do you think that with younger people coming into, people like you see a lot of people around here with podcasts, they go around interviewing people. Do you think with the future of the sport going into a younger generation, do you think that with a mix of the experienced people, how does that meld together?
It's really challenging. I would love to have other opportunities. I wouldn't say bigger and better, because I love where I am. This is as big as I want to be. You have to be open to new people coming about, and that's where it was Clinton Jeffrey, who I worked with at Oshweekend. He does some work with TSN now on the broadcast. So we both kind of came up through the ranks, and we always had the mentality, whoever came along, if you came, Jordan, to the races, express your interest, great, let's put you to work. We'll get you involved. The industry was not always like that. There's a lot of closed doors, and I think every business is like that. I try to be as welcoming as possible, because the next generation is coming. Nobody is here forever, and if you don't welcome them, they might not be that interested. We have to keep people getting interested and embrace that. Otherwise, things might not go so well.
Right. Just one last question. In your spare time, do you do any iRacing, or do you play any of the racing games so you kind of know what the tracks are like?
I race quite a bit.
Nice.
Christopher Bell wrecked me coming to the green flag Tuesday night in a truck at CTMP. So I haven't seen him yet, but I am going to mention it. I started 10th, he started 12th. I didn't make it to the green flags. And that's what's great about iRacing, is they're all there. John Hunter Nemechek, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Parker Kligerman, Alex LeBay. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's very competitive, but for sure, I think I don't want to say that's the future of the sport, because the sport is blood and sweat and tears in a shop. But simulated and online racing, I think, is going to get much, much bigger.
For sure, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Adam, and good luck. Well, you don't probably need any luck, but it's going to be very exciting to be able to hear that broadcast tomorrow.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thanks so much for talking to me, Jordan, and thanks for being here. Thanks for showing enough interest to be a part.
That was, there might be an animal about to run onto the track. Oh, God. Hey, there's a beaver. Guys, there's a beaver. There's a beaver. This is funny, actually. I might want to tell these flag guys that there's a beaver right in the way. Hey, guys. There's a, not that it's an issue, there's a beaver right there or something.
Groundhog.
Groundhog, yeah?
He's well trained. He's well trained. He knows what he's doing.
Ah, yeah. Nice.
He's just not, because everybody fishes at 5. He usually runs at 5.
See? Just trying to take care of the safety guys, the safety situation. There is a groundhog watching the race. Free tickets for this groundhog here at CTMP. I think that's pretty funny. We'll get a shot of that. He looks like this groundhog. He's enjoying. He's a huge Alex Tagliani fan. He wants to watch him practice in the trucks, get the qualifying going here. I just hope this animal doesn't run onto the track. Anyway, what a cool opportunity to be able to meet with Adam Ross. Basically something that I want to do. That's what he has, the job. He has the career that I want, that I aspire to be someday. So it was an honor and a pleasure to be able to talk to him. And he is such a nice guy. He gave me his Twitter. He said, "Hey man, if you need anything, hit me up." What a great guy. So that was my interview with him. This was all during the qualifying for the Camping World Truck Series, and unfortunately, Alex Tagliani wasn't able to make the podium qualifier press conference for the Total Courts 200. But it was okay at the end of the day. It wasn't a big deal. He had to be excused because he was doing the qualifying for the Camping World Truck Series. So completely understandable. Too bad I wasn't able to get a word in with him or anything. Just getting more shots of this beaver. I think that's really cool. Groundhog, not a beaver. But that wraps it up for today's coverage here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, the Radio Waterloo on Facebook and Twitter. Before we go out into the wedding video, after the end of this video, bold predictions. I think after Austin Cindric won the pole, out of many drivers, I think Kyle Busch Motorsports, I can't believe I'm saying this, will somehow come up and beat out Brad Keselowski Racing. And that's because there's a couple drivers, Todd Gilliland, as well Noah Gragson, who both are very great drivers at CTMP. You'll see Truex possibly up there, but we'll definitely see Cindric. Who knows? We'll see tomorrow. You have to tune in 2:30 FS1.
I will love you when we are together and when we are apart. When our lives are at peace and when they're in turmoil. When I'm proud of you and in times of disappointment.
Bad news travels fast. Alex LeBay in the Kappa Can-Am 32 is blowing the engine. And let me tell you something about championship season. If this happened tomorrow during the race, it could have rewritten his entire story for the year. When you have your problems on practice day instead of race day, sometimes you look back at that on the offseason. I think that really helped lead us towards the championship. So Alex LeBay in that 32 apparently has blown a motor in that race car.
To be my husband, loving you now and forever. I will love you when we're together. I'll love you when we're apart.
Boil down our racetrack from what we hear. Well, I'm pronouncing this right. Bugalua.
In
sent us a picture, and I love this setup. If you come by the Pintys Series garage, I believe this is the bus that's right behind. It is right behind the Pintys Series. It has been signed by many, many people in the racing business. Painting all over this bus. I've signed the back of this bus. I was honored to be asked to sign the back of this bus. So very cool. They just tweeted a picture. So that's Bugaloo on Twitter. Thanks so much for the tweet.
And honest with you. I say these things believing God is in the midst of them all.
So we're understanding is there's debris on the racetrack as well.
The circle has long been a symbol of God, without beginning or end,
What's loaded up
and
on
with
the
no
back of
point
a
of
flat deck,
weakness.
Sean Gibbs doing a great job
The
out
circle's a
there.
reminder of the
Pictures
eternal
and
quality of
information.
God and of His unending strength. Let the seamless circle of these rings become the symbol of your endless love for each
Road
other.
course race.
Your wedding rings are most special because they say that even in your uniqueness, you've been chosen to be bonded together, to allow the presence of another human being to enhance who you are as individuals.
It takes a real
Double message.
talented race car driver
They say we
to
are
win our series
individuals,
championship. You've got to
yet
be
we belong together.
competent on
We are
all
not
and road
alone.
courses,
As
short
you wear them
races,
through
long
time,
races,
they'll
there's
reflect not only
races,
who
there's
you
sprint
are,
races
but
that
the
require
glorious
jokes and
union
stuff
you're now
whatsoever.
creating.
So these crews and
So
these
Jim,
drivers really
as a
don't
token
get it
of
done.
your love and deep desire to be forever united in heart and soul, you may place a ring on the finger of your bride and repeat after me.
We're not the only ones who are thrilled because the
With this
crowd
ring,
gets
I
bigger and
pledge my
bigger
love
every year. So
and
please
faithfulness to
join us.
you.
Hope you're having a great time.
Today, tomorrow, and always.
Entering this weekend's event,
Now,
Alex
Connie,
LeMay with
as a
432
token
points
of your love and deep
compared to
desire
Kevin Lacroix
to be
with
forever united in heart and
366.
soul, you may place a ring on the
Jason
finger
Hopkins
of your
is in third
husband
with
and repeat after
386
me.
points. DJ Kennedy
With
is
this
fourth with
ring,
386 points. LP Jubal is fifth with 373
I pledge my love.
Alex Tagliani not too far back with 363 points is sixth. And JF Newman is seventh with 344 points. Realistically, the top five have a shot at contending for a title.
Today, tomorrow, and always. Wear these rings is a circle of remembrance and of trust for each other. And remember the eternal qualities of God in your relationship as you look at them. May the love of God be above you to overshadow you, beneath you to uphold you, before you to guide you, behind you to protect you, and close beside you to make you able for all things, and to reward your faithfulness with joy and peace, which the world cannot give, and it can never take away. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up the light of His countenance upon you and give you peace. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, be all glory forever. Inasmuch as you have pledged your lifelong commitment of love and devotion to each other, by the authority committed to me as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I now pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no man ever separate. Jim,
So I got a
you may
reply
now
from
kiss
Bugaloo
your
on
bride.
Twitter. I am curious, what happens when the bus
Yeah, Jim! Woo!
start all over again? I'm not sure how that works, but a beautiful
Ladies and gentlemen, it is
Yeah.
now my pleasure to be the first one to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Jim Owen. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Like what you hear? Why not drop a line at www.radiowaterloo.ca? Or if you would like to request a song, check out Radio Waterloo on Facebook and Twitter. Or call us at 519-884-2567. You are listening to the new 102.7 CKMS FM.